Okay, Heena, welcome to this podcast today. And I'm so glad to have you here. It's always a pleasure to connect with the trainers, the kind of work they do in the language school. So, more than happy today, to have the same kind of discussion with you. The reason is you've been associated with the language school for a very long time now, and you've always been what I've seen is with my experience working in the language school is you've always been a very enticing trainer, very dedicated, very polished, very balanced thinking. I've always seen the way you drive your sessions, right? Okay, so it's such a pleasure to talk to you today, Hina. Wish you a warm welcome today for our podcast.
Hello, Rakhi ma'am. Thank you so much for your very kind words. I'm deeply touched.
All right, great. So Hina, as I said that we've always seen you doing great work with the language school. The way you have trained the students in the language. There is always another side to it, that how you are as a person in your personal life, right? Which is so important for us to know. What do you do during the weekends, or how you are as a person, what you like to do when you are away from your language teaching, away from the language school. What do you do?
All right, so I'm quite an interesting person in the sense that I'm a very fascinating paradox between extreme seriousness and extreme mischievousness.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and this paradox is something that is very much visible in my classes too. That is when I'm teaching. I'm extremely serious, but then I make so many jokes, so many witty comments. So I love doing that. And during my free time, well, I love to talk. I am a very talkative person. I can talk non-stop for 5 hours or even 6 hours. I just need good company.
Really, I mean, this is exactly the first thing what I asked you, right? Is how you are as a person in your personal life, right? Because we work as professionals, we know what the kind of amazing work you do. So it's good to know because you let yourself loose when it comes to your personal life. You're saying that you love to talk, but being a French expert, I would definitely like to know certain things. You being associated with the language school, right? Okay,
Sure.
you've been training TEF students, preparing them for the TEF exam for all these years. So your experience definitely is enriching. So with related to that, I really want to ask you certain things. Is how does the language school French faculty stand out from others?
All right. So first of all, I will say that all the trainers at the language school are very competent. Well, that's not all. Most importantly, they care. They care about the students. They care about the work that they are putting in,
Correct.
and as a result, it shows in the amount of efforts they are willing to put in towards the students. And
Really?
in today's world, teaching is we are no more considered to be gurus, right? Like we're no more considered to be gurus. We are considered to be a service providers. But I would say that teachers at language school are not like that.
Superb. I mean, with the kind of work you do, as I rightly asked you, that how do you stand out? I would also like to know, how do you make when you're teaching the language? How do you make the vocabulary or the grammar part in the language easier for the students to comprehend, to understand? How do you do that?
See, most of the students that we are getting, they want to learn French as soon as possible, and they come with a lot of time constraints, right? So as a trainer, we have to be absolutely mindful of the time constraints that students are giving us. As a result, we have to teach grammar in a technical manner. We cannot use the immersive approach that other institutes in the market are using, because our audience is different completely. So I like to do a deep dive into the smallest details when it comes to teaching grammar topics, and I love to draw a lot of parallels between English grammar and between French grammar. And not just that.
All right.
It's very easy, to learn grammar rules, practice a lot of grammar exercises. Trust me, it is very productive. However, the challenge comes in applying those grammatical concepts in your own production. That is when you're speaking, and that is when you're writing. So what I like to do is, when a student is presenting his or her writing or speaking to me on a given task, I deliberately apply the grammar topics that we have learned so that they can learn how to actually implement them. Because understanding, trust me, is not that difficult if you're learning French as an adult. It's
Correct.
the implementation part which tends to be challenging.
I totally agree. And with that, when it comes to grammar or vocabulary, your pronunciations also matter a lot, right?
Absolutely.
That is another thing which you have to work on the students, right? And that is something which is so important, right? And that gains that confidence also for the students. Correct.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's what it is. So you as trainers, in the language school, how do you make um, an experience a personalized one for different set of students? Because that is another challenge, right? Okay, every student comes with a certain goal. The goal is probably the same, that they want to appear for the TEF exam, but how do you basically make their
Execute that.
experience personalized? Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great question. And Ms. Rakhi, one of the biggest challenges of teaching is adaptability. It's one of the biggest challenges.
Okay.
And a lot of people on paper say that they're very adaptable, but all the theories, the nice theories that you have learned in didactics classes, they fail a lot of times in classrooms. So it's important that we are mindful of the profile of our students. So what I like to do is, in the first class, I don't like to teach much. I just talk. I talk to the students. I try to build a rapport with them, and I like to understand their interests, and if they have learned any languages before, I throw in a lot of questions, because it's almost like I am doing an analysis of their psyche. So it's a very psychological understanding.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. It's that, and in my experience, those who come from a technical background, they initially find it difficult to learn a foreign language because they are just so used to thinking in binaries. Either it is 0 or it is 1.
Correct.
It can't be anything in between. So it
Yes.
takes some time to actually explain it clearly, that approach is not going to work here. Language rules don't work like mathematical rules. And secondly, there are students who need more time, right? So we do slow down, we adjust the pacing of our classes according to the students. And we at the language school, we are a very customer oriented company. So we completely adapt our sessions according to the needs of the students.
Superb. That's really interesting, and that's what I think. The language school, it stands apart as an organization, because
Exactly.
the kind of efforts what the trainers put, and that's why I wanted to ask you these questions. The personalized experience, what you all give, the kind of effort you put on their vocabulary, grammar concepts, pronunciations is all fantastic. Finally, everybody is on the same page, because the aim is to achieve the TEF CLB 7 score, and that's what our objective is, right? To give
Exactly.
that leverage to the students. Lovely. Great, Heena. It was so nice talking to you. It was, wonderful, because it also means a lot for us to know, what the thoughts of the trainer are and how they are doing it, right? Because we can see it from your work, but this interaction definitely helps. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for your time today. Thank you very much.